Hi guys, welcome back to the Property King. For today's episode, we're going to discuss, is subleasing allowed in condominiums? Let's find out. Another viewer by the name of Martin Fernando asked me this question. He sent me a message over email and he wanted to find out if he can sublease, the condominium unit where he's staying at, because he wanted to move out of the condo but he didn't want to pre-terminate the lease on his contract, and he wanted to sublease it to another person so that the proceeds that he'll be able to get, he can pay for the landlord, the original owner of the unit. And my answer to this is, actually, in general terms, this is not really allowed, okay? Even if it's not stated in the rental contract that subleasing is not allowed, in the Rent Control Act of 2009, you still have to get the consent of the landlord, okay, of the unit owner, if you want to sublease the unit. And aside from that, you have to check with the condominium corporation or the homeowners association with regards to the deed of restrictions if subleasing is indeed allowed in that condominium or development, or even a subdivision development. You need first to check with the landlord if it's allowed, if he will allow it, if he will give his consent to you. And another thing is to check with the homeowners association, the property management, or the condominium corporation if the deed of restrictions, if the rules of regulations of the development allows for it, okay? Because the reason why most developments do not allow, especially the modern ones, the newer ones by reputable developers, typically they frown upon this. They don't typically allow it because of security purposes. As a tenant, usually you're required to submit your requirements, right? To gain access to the unit, you give a copy of the rent contract, the rental contract, so that the property management, the security, is aware who is staying in the unit. So if you sublease it without the knowledge of your landlord and as well as the property management, then it could pose as a security risk, not just to the unit itself, but also to your neighbors, to the members of that community, right? So in order to prevent this, you have to follow the rules set by the condominium corporation or the association, okay? So that's the fast and short answer to your question about subleasing, okay? But I'm not saying that all developments disallow this, but generally it's frowned upon, so you better check. And there are some cases as well, as unit owners, I know a few who does this. What they do is they don't sublease it. They're the landlord, right? But what they do is they rent it out as bed spacer. So for example, they have a 3-bedroom unit. They have 3 rooms, right? And then in each room they rent out, maybe 1 or 2 people will stay in one room, right? So that they will be able to get a higher return on their investment. But in most cases, again, developers do not allow for this, okay? Usually they just want one party to sign the rental agreement. But and typically if they find out that you're doing this without and you're not following the rules, you might get penalized, and your contract with those tenants that you have, those multiple tenants, might be put into jeopardy, and you'll be held liable to them because of course you didn't follow the rules and you defrauded them, right? Okay, so again, just be sure, check the rules and regulations of the association. You can always ask your property manager for this so that you're aware what are the limitations as to subleasing or subdividing the unit in terms of the number of tenants that you want for bed space or per room. So that sums up our episode for today. I hope you learned a lot about this episode. If you like the content, be sure to smash that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and press that bell icon so you're notified each time we upload a new video. And don't forget to follow our social media accounts on this side. Okay, it's right there now. By the way, this is RK from Property King. Thank you so much again for listening and supporting this channel. And remember, let's all grow wealthy together. See you.